Missing everything you say. It's not important what you stand for. Arsenal Tottenham, North London Derby. In the words of my idol, not my idol at all, Fabrizio, here we go. North London Derby, guys. Join the stream. Big match today. Little rivalry ting. You know how it is. I would give my prediction, but I assume no one cares, especially because it's always wrong. The problem with predictions is once you get however many wrong, the right ones just look like a fluke, so there's not even really a benefit to that. I might as well just stop making predictions at this point. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to say a draw. Heated rivalry game. We know Arsenal's going to bottle the league. It's only a matter of time. Might start today. Players in the tunnel right now. Kickoff is at 11:30, guys. 11:30 Eastern. Eastern U.S. time, which is the time zone I'm in. So kickoff should be coming within the next few minutes here. Players walking out of the tunnel onto the field. Should be an interesting match. I haven't watched either team in a while. I'm curious to see what they're looking like at this point in the season. I see a draw, but if either team won, I would not be surprised. Tottenham's been inconsistent, but not horrible at their worst. They have pace in the back. It's an interesting team. Arsenal, obviously top of the league right now. Should be the favorites. But this is the Prem. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the Prem. So we're looking forward to see how things shake out. Thoughts on City loss? Thank you for joining the stream. That's my first thought. It was a bad loss. I unfortunately didn't watch it. I was originally going to do a watch along for that match. And I was looking forward to seeing City again because they've been in such good form recently and just been proving. Hold on. Picture's out of place. They've been proving me right. But yeah, they made me look like a donkey on Saturday. For sure. Yeah, bad luck. Bad luck. Just were a shell of the team they've been in previous weeks. So hopefully they can bounce back. Nice hoodie. Thank you. Little UFC thing. Yeah, the reason I didn't do the watch along for City Newcastle yesterday is because I was watching UFC. So I guess I'm not a real football fan. But that was a great card. Really good fight night and free as well. So I didn't even have to pull up Stream East. It's great. Stream East is pulled up today, though. No, I'm kidding. Don't take the stream down. Yeah, bad loss for City. I was not expecting that either. I watched it. Mistake to start Cherky. Yeah. I said it. He gets GA, especially with how few minutes he plays. But the guy is he's so inconsistent, and most of his performances are stinkers. It's a shame Pep doesn't hook him more often. Straight up. Against Liverpool, he was horrible. Horrible performance against Liverpool. You let me know, was it more of the same against Newcastle? Like I said, I didn't watch that match. I assume it probably was. He loves to give the ball away. Yeah, these young players all do. And the funny thing is you're playing under Pep, who's supposed to be a possession-based manager. And he's giving the ball up like a hot potato. Careless. This new generation of these TikTok ballers are all careless. They don't protect the ball at all. Whether it's Lamine on Barcelona, Cherky on Man City, there are a million examples. Possession-based football is dying, especially in the Prem. The Prem was always a bit of a track meet, but even more so these days. It's just 22 runners on the pitch every weekend. It's tough to watch. Better for situations where we are up or down 2 already. Yeah. Yeah, of course. If you already have a cushion, you can take those risks. You can afford to give up the ball in bad areas. But when it's level, or especially if you're coming from behind, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Match just kicked off. We'll get the clock started. And we are off. Arsenal are considerable favorites heading into this match. For anyone in the audience who's a betting man, I am not. And that's probably a good thing, because I'm sure I'd be in the hole pretty deeply if I was. Both teams struggling to gain possession here. Good touch. Tries to find a pass down the wing, does Spurs. And it's back to David Raya. Who just kicks it straight in the air to nobody. Chat, does anybody rate David Raya? Am I the only one who doesn't understand the hype? We've got a full-length episode coming out later today. And I'll give a spoiler here now. This is a little fan exclusive. One of the things we reacted to was not really an all-time Prem 11, but a best Prem 11 since 2010. It was by someone I assume is an Arsenal fan on TikTok. And they had David Raya in goal. Not Petr Cech, not Prime De Gea, not any number of keepers who clear David Raya, right? Including Donnarumma. Because if we're going off of ability, obviously Donnarumma clears. And even if we're going off Prem achievements, what the hell has David Raya achieved? And is if you're just a shameless Arsenal fan. People just need to calm down with this stuff. Udogie tries to find a pass down the line. Straight to Saliba, who clears it out of bounds. Another guy I don't rate. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for this match. If I see even 5 minutes of good football, I will consider this stream a huge success. Yo, Steph, nobody cares. All right, be nice in the comments, guys. Still 0-0 here. Arsenal's trying to build. Trossard within the midfield. Good turn. Gets it out to Saka. On that left foot of his. Dribbling down the wing. Tries to cut in. Good pass into Eze. Who scoops a pass into the box. My goodness. Great pass to Declan Rice, who takes it on the volley. But Vicario's able to save. It was straight at him, to be fair. But great build-up. Good on Saka to find the pass inside. Eze, really creative little scoop. Declan Rice probably should have done better there. But Vicario was equal to it. It's out for an Arsenal corner. I don't know, commentary calling it a fabulous strike. It was literally right at him. But Saka running up to take this corner. What can he do? Arm goes up. Players crash the box. Can they get ahead on it? Looks like it's out for a Tottenham goal kick. Probably would have liked having Gabriel in the box there, but he is out today. No Gabriel Magalhaes for Arsenal. Guys, who do you see winning today? Arsenal or Tottenham? North London Derby. Hincapie taking the place of Gabriel. I don't rate either of them, so it shouldn't make too big of a difference. Ball kicked out by Tottenham. Arsenal throw coming up. Arsenal passing around the back. Trying to find options, but Spurs are holding their defensive shape well. But they're able to find a pass into the feet of Saka. Into Zubamendi. Back to him. Out for an Arsenal throw. Saka throws it in. It's back to Zubamendi, who's seen a lot of the ball so far. Arsenal forced to go backward. Good defending from Tottenham. And not too much happening so far. Bit of a cagey start from both sides. It was a good chance from Declan Rice. Eze with a lovely scoop pass into the box, but Declan Rice couldn't finish. Now it's back to Vicario. Not another Declan Rice chance. I'm just describing what happened earlier. And that's the first and only shot on target so far. But we're only 5 minutes in. Only 5 minutes in. Hincapié with it. Into the feet of Saliba. Arsenal deep in their own half. Saliba plays a decent ball across field. Trossard comes to meet it, but he runs a little too far forward. It goes over his head and out for a Spurs throw-in. Odegaard also on the bench. Gabriel and Odegaard out for this match. So Arsenal a bit short-staffed. Still the favorites. See if they can pull off a win. Camera pans to Max Dowman on the bench. Do we rate him? Surely not, right? Udogie, decent feet. Cuts it back. But Tottenham struggling to get out of their own half. It's good defending from Arsenal. Arguably the best defensive team in Europe at the moment. That's what everybody's saying, right? I don't know. Whenever the fans are high on a team, I just look for them to get torn down. So this isn't the only Arsenal stream I'm going to be doing, because we've got Bayern Arsenal in the Champions League coming up. That's on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Please tune in for that. We're definitely going to be doing a watch-along for that match. Really excited for it, and I think Bayern could be the team to crack the code. Arsenal have been shutting a lot of teams out. I have a hard time seeing them doing the same to Bayern, who are arguably the best team. Forget defense, the best team overall in Europe at the moment. I was on the Man City bandwagon. I thought they could give Bayern a run. But after that loss to Newcastle, who knows? Football is weird like that. Teams aren't consistent. There's plenty of parity. You never know what's going to happen one week to the next. You really never know. Bukayo Saka fighting with Udogie, trying to win the ball back. But Udogie gets the better of him there, passes it back to Vicario. Bit shaky there, into Jurriën Timber. Back to Saka, tries a little nutmeg on Van de Ven, doesn't come off for him, but Arsenal's able to retain possession. Zubimendi breaks into the center of the field, but he's forced to pass it back to Saliba. Back to Saka again. A bit of space here. Can he whip it across on that right foot? No, he can't. Weak foot, non-existent. Weak foot, non-existent. Declan Rice, well done. Into the sweet Prince Calafiori. A good ball from Zubimendi. Let's head it away. Trossard, oh my goodness. Mix up at the back. Trossard gets the ball into Mikel Merino, whose shot is blocked high into the air, and Vicario is able to catch. Tottenham can breathe again. Tottenham can breathe again. Still 0-0. Still 0-0. Arsenal dominating possession so far. That's one thing I've noticed. Arsenal is dominating possession. And they're patient. They're playing really patiently. But a bit predictable. Everything's going through that right-hand side. Here, they've switched the field of play now. Trossard tries to play it into Eze, but just got the pass all wrong. Spurs are able to pick it off. But again, struggling to get out of their own half. Arsenal are always ready to defend. You never really catch them off guard. And Saka with some good defensive work there, pressuring Udogie. Raises his hand. Thought it should have been Arsenal's ball as it went out for a throw, but it looks like Tottenham will retain possession. Arsenal won't win the league. They're shit. Yeah, honestly, I've gone back and forth on this. We discussed it in a recent episode, whether we back Arsenal to win the league. And on that episode, you can go back and watch it. I said, yes, I think they will win the league. is what I said at the time. And then I saw the form that City was in, and I thought, nah, forget it. We're going to have a rerun of seasons past where Arsenal jumps out to an early lead, and by the end of it, Man City catch them and win. That's what I said. You can see those clips on TikTok. After Man City lost to Newcastle, I'm not sure. I went from Arsenal to Man City, and now I'm just throwing my hands up. I don't know who's going to win this league, genuinely. And I'm tired of making predictions and being wrong because I get clowned every time. So I'm just going to hold my tongue. Commentate the match, no predictions for now, and we'll just see what happens with this league. It's going to be interesting one way or another. Can't count Chelsea out. Are they second in the league right now or third? Chelsea, I think, yeah, that's what I thought. With their win, they jumped into second. So you can't count them out, even though not a lot of people are backing Chelsea to win the league. Maybe not outside of Chelsea fans, right? I haven't heard any non-Chelsea fans say they have a chance at winning the league, but they're in second right now. They're above Man City. So it's interesting. There are at least a few dogs in this fight. Ronaldo right now is better than Yucker ass. Yeah, I agree. I think that should go without saying. Honestly, I think so many Ronaldo haters have expected him to fall off by now that they're almost like coming back around and giving him his props. Like Lee Gunner is the same guy who said he wouldn't put Ronaldo top 50 all time. And yet I saw a clip from him the other day where he said he's one of the 4 best strikers in the world at age 40. And he was giving him mad props. Even though he's only doing it in Saudi League, he was giving him mad props for scoring as many goals as he is at 40 years old. Is he better than Gyökeres right now? Without a doubt. I don't even think that's a close question. What has Gyökeres done? He had a decent Nations League campaign where Sweden didn't do anything. At Arsenal, he's been poor for the most part. Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take at all. I would argue that Arteta is worse than Ten Hag. You can argue it all you want. That's not an argument you're going to win. Ten Hag is the worst big club manager I've seen in my lifetime. He systematically destroyed players one by one by one. And people act like it's a coincidence that those same players he destroyed, the second they went to another league, started tearing it up. We saw it with Antony. We saw it with Marcus Rashford. We saw it with Ronaldo, of course. None other than him. It's like it's not a coincidence that these guys looked like their careers were over under Ten Hag. And then the second they moved to another club, in fairness, Rashford had his struggles at Villa as well, but eventually made his way to Barcelona. And dare I say, looks like the Rashford of old. Ronaldo getting benched by Ten Hag. Look what he did in the Nations League. Look what he's doing in Saudi. He's banging goals for fun. That proves it was a manager issue. And Sancho's maybe the best example. I can't say he's playing great now, but when he first got to Chelsea, he was showing some great stuff. He was never given the opportunity to do that at Manchester United because Erik Ten Hag is such a bad manager. He destroys players. So glad he's gone. He makes Amorim look great by comparison. Amorim is a much better manager than Erik Ten Hag. I don't know how that guy got the job in the first place. Obviously, it was the fluke season at Ajax. But it was just that, a fluke. And look back at that Ajax team. Was Ten Hag the reason they won? Was Ten Hag the reason they beat Real Madrid and performed well in Europe? Or, my theory, they actually had some really good players. I think it had a lot more to do with that. Yeah, Ronaldo clears Gyökeres. Still 0-0. Arsenal Tottenham is still 0-0. We're about 15 minutes in. Yeah, the notorious ETH. What a disaster that guy was. Free kick comes in. David Raya claims. Tries to get rid of it, but he's obstructed by a Tottenham player. I didn't catch who that was. But we play. Arsenal pinging it around here. Is Xavi Simons still good? You say still like he ever was. If the guy's name wasn't Xavi, no one would care about him. And I have nothing against him as a person. He seems like a nice enough guy. But as a footballer, do I rate him? I can remember all of 1 times I was impressed with Xavi Simons. That goal he scored against England in the Euro semifinal was decent. Other than that, he hasn't done a whole lot, has he? Declan Rice. Trossard crosses it in. Way over Saka's head, but brilliantly brings it down, to be fair. Was that Saka? It was Saka. I didn't know he was capable of that. Ball went way over his head, able to turn around and almost stopped it dead with the touch. What a touch from Saka there. You usually don't see that level of technical quality from the guy. That's not really his game. Yeah, excellent. And did a brilliant job holding Udogie off. Yeah, that's more what he's good at. The physical side of the game. But showed some real technical quality there as well. Well done to Saka. He's looking decent this match. Not a bad performance from Saka so far. Not a bad performance from him. See if I can move this. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Half of Arsenal's goals this season in the Prem have come from set pieces. That's a hell of a stat. Is that a reason to discredit them? I don't know. A lot of debate around that question. It's part of the game. However you score them, right? The important thing is that you score them. Saka about to whip in this free kick. Shoots it. Not a horrible effort. Vicario had it covered. Aiming from that top left corner, but it goes over the net and out for a Tottenham goal kick. Arsenal had their players all track across. I don't know if that was to obstruct the keeper's vision, to distract him. It was an interesting little tactic there, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. Shot wasn't even on target. Udogie, blitzing down the left wing. Still with it. He's got 2 on him. Can he retain possession? He's taken down. Looked like a foul, but the ref isn't giving it. I think that's a bad no call. Anyway, Arsenal on the break now. Jurriën Timber. Big kick down the right wing, trying to find the feet of Eberechi Eze. But Tottenham picks it out. And it's back to Vicario. Tottenham has not shown a thing so far. Created nothing. Unimpressed, but can't say I expected much more. I called a draw. I know I said I wouldn't be making predictions anymore because I'm always wrong, but I called a draw at the beginning of the match. Is it going to happen? I mean, it's 0-0 so far. Richarlison, oh my God, I barely even noticed he was playing. He hasn't done a thing. Yeah, not the most fan-friendly watch so far, I got to be honest. There's not a whole lot happening. It'd be an overstatement to say Arsenal is dominating, but definitely looking the better of the two sides. Without question. Bro, the City game showed us why Donnarumma deserves big bucks. Without him, 4-0 Newcastle. I totally agree. I completely agree. Yeah, Donnarumma is serious. He is without a doubt one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And with Alisson out, currently the best goalkeeper in the Prem. I think that's clear. I don't want to hear a name like David Raya in the same sentence as Donnarumma. They are not comparable. Donnarumma is a heck of a shot stopper. Not necessarily the best with his feet, although not bad. He's better than sort of the old gen of keepers. I would consider Alisson sort of in that old gen model where he's just focused on shot stopping and a bit of a donkey with his feet. Courtois is also pretty typical for that old gen style. Donnarumma can use his feet a bit. He's not at an Ederson level. But even in 2025, the most important attribute for a goalkeeper is shot stopping. And Donnarumma is excellent at it. One of the best goalkeepers in the world. That Yashin he won earlier this year was well deserved. He had a real case for it. He's a great goalkeeper. And he's won a lot. He's won a lot. That's the other thing. So for the people who put a lot of emphasis on trophies, I mean, they should be the biggest fans of Donnarumma. Euros, Champions League. Unfortunately, he'll never complete football because Italy's not winning a World Cup. Let's see if they can even qualify. That was another thing we discussed last episode, which is coming out later today, was the European playoff for World Cup qualification that's coming up. And spoiler, both Jude and I don't think Italy is going to qualify for the World Cup. That would make it 3 World Cups in a row that they haven't qualified. Italy, football heritage, 4 World Cups to their name. And I think this is the 3rd World Cup in a row they will not qualify for. But they're not talented. Outside of Donnarumma himself, who if you count keepers, and I know it's hard to compare keepers and field players, but if you count keepers, clearly their best player. Goes without saying. But he's only a goalkeeper. By himself, he can't win the matches. The best he could do is preserve a draw. But he can't go out and score himself to win games. This Italian team is ass. Make no mistake about it. And if they get beat by Northern Ireland, I won't even be surprised. I won't even be surprised. I saw this team go life and death with Israel. Israel, they conceded 4 goals. Needed late game heroics just to escape with 3 points. It was embarrassing. And then you saw what Norway did to them. Norway beats Italy. That's the truth. If I had said that 10, 15 years ago, everybody would have laughed at me. Now it's not even controversial. Italy are not a good national side. So poor Donnarumma, no World Cup in his future. Where are you watching? Bro, figure it out. There are a million. I'm not going to tell you where I'm watching because obviously I'm watching it legally. But there are a million streaming sites online. Where are you watching? He's asking again. I just answered you. Go to any streaming site. Obviously, I'm not promoting that. You should only watch matches legally. But if you have no morals, and that's something you'd be open to, there are a million streaming sites. It's possible to watch this match, okay? You don't need to ask me how to do it. That's all I'm saying. Please don't take the stream down. Israel low-key OP on the world stage. Yeah, it must be really low-key because nobody else agrees with you. Let me remind you. What happened when they played Norway? What was the score? Was it only 5-0? Holland had a hat trick? Yeah. OP though, right? Yeah, Israel is sick. Really good team. But they haven't qualified, right? Curacao have. Haiti have. But the Zionist entity has not. Really good international team, though, right? My gosh. Yeah, not a lot happening right now. It's getting a bit chippy. Eze's a decent player, honestly. Not only is he creative, good in the final third, not the best finisher, but he pressures the back line well, too. I didn't really realize until this game, defensively, he's quite sound. Hey guys, what's up, Zane? Thanks for joining the stream. Watching Tottenham Arsenal right now. It's a draw at the moment. Bit of a boring game, but we're struggling through it together. Thomas Frank losing his mind. I don't know why. Nothing's really happening. Arsenal maintain possession. Calafiori into Trossard. Good bit of skill from Trossard to get past his man, but he's forced to pass it back. Out to Timber. Back to Saliba. Arsenal's been patient, but nothing opens up unless they get it into the feet of Eze, because he's the only player on this team with even an ounce of creativity. Everyone else plays very direct. And direct isn't bad, but it's bad when it's predictable. And this Arsenal team is predictable. Zubamendi is trash, just doesn't know who he's passing to. Gives it away cheaply. Now let's see what Tottenham can do. Probably nothing, right? Yo, Steph, your takes are trash. I think Steph has been nailing it so far. I think I've agreed with literally everything he said. But you're also the same person who thinks Donnarumma PR is a thing. Right, so you're just lost. Vic, why you got to open with hostility every time? Yeah, let's actually, I was going to say let's keep this chat a positive place, but also like toxicity sells. It's a lot more entertaining. So maybe, actually, yeah, fight. Have it out in the comments, guys. Saliba. Where do you guys rank Saliba as far as center backs currently playing? He's definitely not the best in the Prem. I don't want to hear that. Van Dijk clears, even in his advanced stage. How old is Virgil van Dijk these days? I don't even know. But yeah, not for one moment of Saliba's life has he been a better footballer than Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, Van Dijk's 34. That's not that old. Messi won a World Cup at 35. Van Dijk's only 34. Speaking of that, do you guys think this Netherlands team could do anything at the World Cup? I don't think so. But my boy Memphis Depay has been killing it in World Cup qualifying. I swear I always back winning horses. Like, my ballers are serious. Speaking of, what do you guys think of the overlay? Thomas Muller. I'm not even a big Thomas Muller fan. I just thought it looked cool. So you're probably expecting me to just like go on some rant glazing him. No. I mean, Thomas Muller wasn't really good footballer, but if you go down the line of like his individual attributes, not really good at anything. So he's kind of a tough player to stand. Arsenal still with it. Oh, they're passing around the back. What a shock. What a shock. Yo, give it to Saka so he can back pass again. I love the way Saliba passes it across to his center back partner. That's so sick when there are no defenders on him. He's really the best defender in the world. Let's give it to somebody who can actually play. Well, he tried to find Eze there. Ball pops out to Timber, who tries a volley but absolutely scuffs it. Somehow maintains possession. This is some of the worst football I've ever seen in my life. Back to Timber. Van de Ven blocks him off. Vicario is able to scoop. Harry Kane was Tottenham. The club has no identity without him. They should build a statue for him. Yeah, if they haven't already. Probably their greatest ever player. Harry Kane is one of the best strikers in Prem history. Certainly in recent Prem history. The thing is, he's quiet, and he doesn't necessarily score the best goals. So I think people didn't hype him up as much as they should have. But he scored 30 goals in a season. I mean, the guy is serious. And if you look at his skill set, outside of pace, he's everything you could want in a striker. Big, strong, aerial threat, amazing finisher, great hold-up, can pass, The only thing that lets him down is his pace. But what are you going to do? Like, he's white. You know what I mean? Sometimes God just doesn't bless people with pace. It is what it is. Like, some questionable divine decisions there. Giving Harry Kane no pace and giving iShowSpeed all of it. Seems like a bit of a waste. Yeah, I used to like Tottenham because they had a bunch of players who I really rated. Heung-min Son, Harry Kane. But you're right. Nowadays, this team has no identity. Free kick for Arsenal to clear their lines. Oh, guys, this is a tough watch. This is a really tough watch. And I don't know how many of you guys are UFC fans or just fight fans in general. But that UFC card yesterday was ridiculous. That fight night, genuinely the best fight night I've seen in my life. So many finishes. You had a war thrown in there with Bilal Muhammad and Ian Gary, even if my GOAT lost. And it's like, even though football is my favorite sport and will be forever and ever, it's like, wow, I compare this match to that and the viewing experience, it's not even close. That was way more entertaining. Nothing's happening. Oh, and as I say that, Saka's able to cut between two defenders with a nice nutmeg on Van de Ven. But he's brought down. Yellow card for Betancourt, who was the other defender trailing who brought him down. Good little bit of skill. I don't know if that actually went through his legs. It might have been a body meg, where he kicked it around him and ran the other side. But yeah, Betancourt picks up a yellow. Who remembers prime Betancourt at Juventus? I'm going to look so dumb if I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah. I say prime. He had 2 goals in 133 matches. If Wikipedia is not lying to me. I remember him being a decent player. He even played okay at the 2022 World Cup. I remember against Portugal. He had this crazy run. He couldn't finish, but he got past God knows how many guys. Found his way into the box and missed the chance. But I don't know. He showed some good skill. Saka with a free kick. Good attempt. Bakari has to dive, but it's punched out. Decent save there. Good effort as well. I mean, that's something at least. We've got a second shot on target. Arsenal retains possession. Arsenal is so cringe. Rice has to be my least favorite player in the Prem. Why is that? Why do you dislike him so much? See, I try to separate two things. Do I think Declan Rice is overrated? Absolutely, especially by Arsenal fans. But to be fair, basically every fan base. Maybe you can find an exception out there. Let me know. Basically every fan base overrates their own players. And Arsenal fans, they're no exception. But the thing is, Declan Rice being overrated is not his fault. He's not the one doing the rating. So I try not to hold it against him. I don't think he's particularly great to watch. Outside of a few moments here and there. The Real Madrid free kicks were spectacular, obviously. Seems like a nice enough guy. So I don't hate him. I don't find him hateable. I just think he's overrated. And again, that's not his fault. So I try not to hold it against him. But I mean, some people, it's probably mostly Arsenal fans, right? Some people are delusional enough to think it's some sort of debate between him and Rodri. Like, who's better? Football fans just boggle my mind sometimes. Like, calling it common sense is the biggest misnomer because it's not common. Nobody has common sense. The day you realize common sense is the rarest thing in the world is the day you lose faith in humanity. And for me, that day came a while ago. I've been like this for years. Oh my God, this match is so fun. Eze almost beat his man, but decided to turn around and pass it back instead. Well done. Well done. Send him back to Crystal Palace, man. 0-0. If my prediction hits, though, I mean, I'll be happy with that. But at the cost of, 2.5 hours of my life watching this shit? Like, it's honestly not worth it. It's really not worth it. You hold Declan Rice being overrated against him? That's not fair, though. He's not the one doing the rating. It's other people rating him. To be fair, he's not a cocky guy. He's not going around beating his chest saying he's the GOAT or whatever. Like, that's not Declan Rice's thing. Goal. Worst reaction ever. I'm sorry, I was reading chat. Goal from Trossard. Let me see how it happened because I kind of missed it. Just my luck. And look at Saliba trying to... Oh, my God. I hate this guy. Screaming at the crowd. Yes! Congratulations. You broke the deadlock after 36 minutes against the 8th-ranked team in your league. Both of you have looked shocking. Arsenal up 1-0 by way of Trossard. And if you can hear it in my voice, I really don't even care. How did this even happen? Timber into Mikel Merino, who plays a really nice ball over the top. Trossard takes a touch. It's not a great touch, to be fair. It ends up a bit behind him, but he's able to reposition, turn his body. And the finish wasn't good, but it gets deflected by, I think that was Van de Ven, past a helpless Vicario. Yeah, I mean, that goal is fitting for how bad of a match this has been. Yeah, huge deflection. That wouldn't have gone in otherwise. To be fair, really nice assist from Merino. Bad touch by Trossard. Arguably an even worse finish. But the deflection bailed him out there. And he breaks the deadlock. 1-0 Arsenal. Let's see if Tottenham can get one back here. 1-0 Arsenal. I would rather support Burnley than Tottenham. Imagine being a big club and winning just as much as a pub side. I mean, it depends what you mean by big. They are technically part of the Big Six. Are they one of the biggest clubs in the world? No. And yeah, they don't win very much, do they? Although you say that, they had a Europa League last season. So it's like you're kind of late to that meme. If you had made that joke a year ago, everyone would be on your side. Ooh. Arsenal looking a bit more lively now. I think the goal perked him up a bit. Or you should have seen Saliba just screaming at the crowd. Like, you guys are not playing well. And that was such, like, they just scammed a goal. That was so lucky. These guys are not good. Honestly, shame on Real Madrid for getting absolutely done over by this Arsenal side. And these are the guys who dominated you? I am not impressed. I'm just trying to watch some decent football. Arsenal looking a little bit better now. At least they're putting their passes together. But almost everything they do is so negative. It's all backward. Just take a player on. Try something creative. To be fair, Marino's assist was. But that was it. We've had 2 moments like that from Arsenal. The first half's almost done. Eze had a nice scoop into the box. Marino had one that led to a goal. Outside of that, there's just no creativity here. And this is the best league in the world. At least in Spain, you see some football IQ. Some technical ability. In the Prem, you get maybe a few moments every match, but nothing consistent. I just feel like I'm watching bumper cars right now, guys crashing into each other. I can't tell you how many fouls there have been. Saka's big ass on the floor right now. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yeah, they're just replaying the goal right now. Yeah, it was a great ball. Commentators are saying, what a ball. It was a great ball. But Trossard was lucky to not have absolutely fluffed that chance. The touch was bad. The finish was worse. He just got bailed out by a deflection. 1-0 Arsenal. Romero clears it away, but it's back to Arsenal. Trossard, the goal scorer. He's been all over the pitch, I must say. Timber crosses it to nobody. Into Eze at the top of the box. Gets through two. Fires a shot low and hard, and he beats Vicario. What a goal. Eberici Eze. The game is officially opened up. 2-0 Arsenal. Now that is what we like to see. I said it earlier. The only guy on this Arsenal team with even an ounce of creativity is Eze, and he just showed it there. Made something out of nothing. Got the ball at the top of the box. Somehow cuts through two defenders. I'm not even sure exactly how he did it. Fires a shot low and hard. Great finish. Nothing Vicario could do about that. Incredible goal. This guy can play. Well deserving of the number 10. Really good stuff from Eze there. Let's see it again. The cross comes in from Timber. It's headed away. Declan Rice plays it back in first time to Eze, who cuts through two. Yeah. Great footwork. Great footwork. Was there a nutmeg? I'm trying to see. No, there wasn't. He just hesitates, slows things down, and explodes right through two defenders. And if he had waited even a second longer on that finish, it wouldn't got deflected. Not the best finish, actually, off the hand of Vicario. Maybe he should have done better. But great finish. Not really a great finish, but great goal, I should say. Okay, it went to VAR, but the goal stands. Congrats on hitting 502 subs. Thank you. 502 itself is not really a milestone, but yeah, we're pretty happy with the 500. So thank you for that. It means a lot. Hopefully this is only the beginning. As a man of the match so far, especially after that goal. That's what we like to see. Excellent play from Eze. So Arsenal now in a commanding 2-0 lead. My predictions are always wrong. I called it a draw at the beginning of the match. Does not look like that's where we're headed. Arsenal with 8 shots to Tottenham 0. Tottenham has been dreadful so far. Shots on goal, Arsenal 4. Tottenham, of course, 0. They have no shots, period. Really bad performance from them. One second. Sorry about that. I mean, they're glazing Rice for the assist, but he really didn't do anything. He played in a bouncing ball first time to Eze. Eze still had everything left to do himself, and he did. Actually did nothing, and they're trying to give him credit for that goal. That was all Eze. Great player. Great player. And that's how you know he'll never get the respect he deserves in the Prem or in England. Because he actually is good. Because he actually does have technical quality. Because he can dribble. Because he's creative. Because he takes risks, but in an intelligent way. People think because I shit on people like Lamine Yamal for losing the ball all the time, that means I don't like risk-taking. I do. But you have to do it in an intelligent way. At the right time. Don't just fire Trivelas into the box for the Instagram clip when nobody's even in there. Right? That's just dumb. We don't like that. Eze's not that type of player. He's creative. He's got a bit of flair. But he knows when to use it. That makes all the difference. All the difference in the world. Eze's the best player on the pitch right now. Oh my gosh. Timber and Udogie going at it. Timber's just a foul merchant. I mean, that's all he does. This guy's not good for anything. Yeah, Udogie literally grabbed Timber by the midsection and threw him to the ground. I don't know what preceded that. Maybe he was frustrated about something. It wasn't clear from that replay. But just chippiness like that we can do without. Try playing good football. That's the best way to get back at your opponent. And the only player playing good football right now is Eze. He's the only one. Great goal from him. Yeah, Vicario, that was embarrassing. Plays the free kick from his own half. It doesn't even reach the first Tottenham man circling around the box. It just goes right to an Arsenal player who kicks it away. Honestly, should have tried to score because Vicario was so far outside of his box. Missed opportunity there. Arsenal up 2-0. 1 minute left of stoppage time. I forgot to say that. They added 3 minutes. So the halftime whistle should blow any second now. I'm not going to step away for the intermission. Might just give my thoughts on the match so far. See what other games are going on. Guys, feel free to ask me any questions as always. But yeah, we're coming up on halftime here. Yeah, the commentators are they're saying Arsenal have been excellent so far. I think that's a stretch. Eze's been very good. They're in a commanding lead. But Tottenham's giving it to them. Arsenal's in cruise control. They have nothing to worry about from this Tottenham side. They're not doing anything. And that's the half. That's the half. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 0. Goals from Eze and Trossard. Eze's been easily the best player on the pitch so far. Creativity. Scored Arsenal's second goal for them in the 41st minute. Off a pass from Declan Rice. Eze still had everything to do. Got it at the top of the box. Managed to cut through 2 defenders. Fires a shot low and hard just in front of the penalty area. Vicario arguably should have done better. It did hit his right hand, but eventually found the back of the net. And Arsenal was able to extend their lead by way of Eberechi Eze, who's a decent little player, I must say. Eze is a decent player. Impressed with him so far. Not impressed with anybody else. It's been a bit of a mid-off, although Arsenal clearly getting the better of Tottenham. Clearly the better side, there's no question about that. Has scored 2 goals. Hard to say they should have scored more, because they haven't really been creating that many chances. At most, they could have 3 goals. There's a nice scoop pass by Eze into Declan Rice really early in the match, maybe first 5-10 minutes, that Declan Rice just fired right at Vicario. That could have been a goal. But that's it. Really only 3 goal-scoring chances, and they've converted 2 of them, which is a pretty good conversion rate. So you could say Arsenal's been clinical. Have they done much else well? No, not really. Defending's been decent as always, but Tottenham's given them nothing to worry about. So how much credit can I even give Arsenal? Sad for Tottenham? I'm a bit sad for them too. I don't want to say they fell off, because what have they even done in my lifetime? Made it to a Champions League final and lost to Liverpool. That was the height of it, but that was 6 years ago. Since then, even with Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, they never did much. Last season they won a Euros, but it's tainted by the fact that outside of that, the whole season they looked like crap. And this season's looking like more of the same. So regardless of the recent trophy, and I know Tottenham fans, I'm sure, and rightfully so, they're probably ecstatic with that. I mean, I'm a Roma fan. A Europa League would be the biggest trophy we've ever won. We only have one in Europe, and it's a Conference League. So it's a big deal. I don't want to downplay winning the Europa League. That's a huge achievement, good for them. But I'm still comfortable saying Tottenham's in the mud. Because the bottom line is they're not playing good football. You're seeing it in this match. They've been dreadful. Horrible to watch. Not creating a thing. I don't think they produced one highlight in nearly 50 minutes of football. That's a problem. Now, you could say that's a credit to Arsenal and their defensive prowess. They don't even look like doing anything threatening, let alone scoring. I mean, this is easy for Arsenal, who haven't played great. Remember when these derbies were competitive? Yeah. I couldn't even tell you what the recent record has been between Arsenal and Tottenham. So I don't know. Has Tottenham won some of these matchups? To me, it's less about it being competitive. Because if it was, let's say, 3-1 right now, and Arsenal still had that commanding 2-goal lead, but Tottenham was at least showing something, I could live with it. It's less about the competitiveness. If one side is clearly better, I can live with that if both sides are playing decent enough football. Right now, neither side is. That's the frustrating bit. It's not even the competitiveness. It's just that the quality of the football has fallen immensely. This is a Big Six side, Tottenham? Really? I know I haven't done that many watch-alongs, but this is the worst performance I've seen from any team we've done a watch-along for. And most of the time, I'm unimpressed. Remember, I had a lot of bad things to say about the Liverpool-Real Madrid Champions League matchup. Those are supposed to be two of the best teams in the world, right? I thought neither looked good. I didn't think either team looked that good in the El Clasico that we streamed. I watched City kill Dortmund. Dortmund played way better than Tottenham's playing right now. That was a decent match. And that's the thing. Was that competitive? No. City dominated them. But Dortmund played good enough football to where I'm still happy to watch that. Even if it's one-sided. Just show me something. Tottenham is showing me nothing. It's frustrating. And it's not just pure anger. Like, part of this is sadness. Like, I want to see a big club like Tottenham. And some people will dispute the idea that they're a big club because they don't win stuff. But, like, come on. They're part of the Big Six. They have a name. They've had legendary players. They're a big club. They're a big-er club, at the very least. I want to see them at least play decent football. Yeah, it's been horrible so far. Not a fan-friendly match whatsoever. You've got Tim Howard at the desk trying to break this match down for us. Give me a break. You know what's really funny? When he played in the Prem, didn't they used to say that Tim Howard had Tourette's or something like that? Kind of an interesting choice to make him a TV host. You would think that's the worst possible job you could give someone with Tourette's. But I'm listening to him right now. He hasn't had one outburst. So I don't want to say that was a lie, but did he beat Tourette's? Is that a thing? I'm not trying to be insensitive at all. Yeah, I actually agree with Tim Howard there. He said Eze's a special player. He is. Yeah, very good from him. Yeah, just he was in a phone booth, able to create that yard of space he needed to get the shot off. And it paid off. Good goal from him. Yeah, see, this is what I don't like, is the gaslighting. So I'm kind of reacting to commentary right now. I have an earbud in. I'm listening to them breaking down this first half. And what the commentator just said is, Calafiore has been one of Arsenal's most dangerous players this first half. I think that's technically right. Because outside of Eze, none of them have looked dangerous. So he might be one of the most dangerous out of a bunch of not dangerous guys. But I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying Calafiori has looked genuinely good out there. No, he has not. I just watched that entire half. You can't convince me he played well. He didn't. So I hate the gaslighting like that. Don't tell me not to believe my lying eyes and ears. I'm watching this match. Calafiori did nothing. He probably fixed his hair more times than he got touches. Well, that's pretty typical for Arsenal players, isn't it? Odegaard, Gyökeres, Calafiori. Give them the hair Dior. The Salon Dior instead of the Ballon Dior. Tottenham needs Son and Kane back. Well, I don't think Kane wants to return to Tottenham. He's gotten used to winning trophies. And Son is in a retirement league now, so I don't think he's really considering a return either. They need masked Kane back. I don't even remember. Did he play well with that mask on? Like wrapped hand Benzema. These like mythical versions of players. Yeah, I don't remember if masked Kane was better than unmasked Kane. But he's one of the best strikers in the world. Probably top 2. And I'm tempted to even say he's number 1 because Mbappe, the only guy I would put above him, isn't really a striker. He's a winger who plays striker. But he's good enough to where even playing out of position, he's probably the best at that position in the world, which is just a testament to his talent. I would take Kane over Haaland. I think he's got more to his game. That used to be a controversial take, especially after Haaland broke the single-season Prem goal record. I don't think it's controversial anymore. No, Harry Kane is serious. Like I said earlier, very well-rounded game. Everything you could want in a striker but pace. That's all he lacks. Unfortunately, and I hate to say it because I'm always one to prioritize the technicality in football above the physicality, but especially if you're an attacker, not having pace is a huge setback. It really does limit your potential a lot. Pace is super important for attacking in football. There's no way around it. It's probably less important for a striker than a winger, but it still matters a lot. And to have it is such a huge asset. Kane doesn't. He doesn't have pace. And there's probably nothing he can do about it, unfortunately. He can maybe be like clavicular and start taking steroids. But the problem is clavicular had a huge head start. He started at 14 years old. Yo, this guy is insane. Surely you guys know who that is. I'm getting him all over my social media. Like his clips on TikTok are filling my For You page. It's actually insane. I don't know if this is going to last or if his 15 minutes of fame are already almost up. We'll just have to wait and see. But the guy is he has a brain disease. Clavicular has a brain disease. What kind of name is that? Is that like a reference to the clavicle? The guy is tapped. And if you guys haven't already, go watch, I don't even know if you call it an interview, the interaction he had with HS. Pretty funny. Because HS is also like a brain diseased weirdo, but he looks so normal next to clavicular. Why is Xavi on the bench? Let's see. Is he injured? Why is Xavi Simons not playing today? Managing match fitness after he had played in a midweek game, says AI Overview. Interesting game to manage match fitness in. North London Derby. Clearly he didn't think he was that essential to the team's success. He's probably right about that. But you're kind of flip-flopping there. Do you like Xavi Simons or do you not? I don't rate him, like I said. Oh, Leeds and Villa are playing right now. Or was this earlier? I can't tell. They're showing the highlights right now. Ooh. Looks like Morgan Rogers had a brace against Leeds, boys. Including a decent little free kick. Is Morgan Rogers better than Jude Bellingham? There are a lot of midfielders better than Jude, but is Morgan Rogers one of them? Yeah, he had a brace today. They were down 1-0 as well. He got them the 3 points with 2 goals of his own. I kind of missed the first, but the second was a nice free kick. It reminded me of that Messi free kick, where it was kind of like a chip, and the defender tried to clear it off the line, but he couldn't get his head to it. There was no defender on the line this time, but he took it in that same sort of style, where he just sort of like caressed it into the goal. Interesting stuff. I didn't know he had that in his locker, Morgan Rogers. But he's a decent little player. Villa has some talent. Should he be making the England squad? Should he be at this next World Cup? He's a big guy. He can play in the midfield. He's got some attacking quality to him. He scores a decent amount of goals from midfield, to be totally honest. I feel like you can count on him scoring every 3 to 4 games. Morgan Rogers is decent. Favorite Prem moment this season? Not this match. Oh, that's a good question. Probably the Doku goal against Liverpool. Even though I missed it. I streamed the first half of that match, and then I had to go leave and do something. Doku scores in the second half. It was an amazing goal. I feel like that'd be reason enough for it to be mid. You guys know I love being right. So Doku really delivered for me there. I would say that's been my favorite Prem moment this season so far. Hopefully there'll be even better ones to come. If Doku keeps getting minutes, I promise there'll be a lot more where that came from. He's one of the best wingers in the world. And he's seriously slept on. Speaking of Xavi Simons, by the way, he's coming on second half. Here he is. He's going to be playing the second half. We'll see if he can do anything. All right. Match is about to restart. Kickoff coming any second now. Arsenal up 2-0. Let's see if Tottenham can do something, anything. The whistle goes, and we're off. Second half is commenced. Arsenal kicks off, immediately sends it back to David Raya, who boots it upfield. And it goes out for an Arsenal throw in Tottenham's half. Takes the throw in. Xavi Simons' first touch. Oh, no. Never mind. That wasn't Xavi Simons. Uh-oh. Eze. Another goal from Eze. Oh, my gosh. Out of nothing. Arsenal throw in. The ball bounces around on the wing. Comes out to the middle of the park. Into Eberici Eze. One touch to get out of his feet. Left-footed finish into the bottom corner. And he's covering his mouth. He can't believe what he's just done there. 2 goals from Eze. What did I tell you guys? My player is serious. Man of the match easily now, for sure. He's pointing up to the sky. He is having one hell of a match right now. Gets on his knees. Little fist bump to the crowd. And they are loving it. Eze with his brace. Out of nothing. I'm as shocked as you guys are. And Thomas Frank is in disbelief. Disastrous start to this second half for Tottenham. Well done, Eze. Well done, Eze. The throw-in was taken on the right wing. A few ricochets. Finds its way to Eberici Eze, who one touch, gets himself into the box, collects, left-footed finish. Nothing Vicario could do about that. He's not getting a hand on it this time. Eze actually bobbled the touch a bit. I'm surprised he got the shot off. It comes off his knee, but he stayed composed. Lovely strike. Decent left-footed finish. And Arsenal, it's done now. 3-0. Eze gets his brace. That's his first brace for Arsenal for sure. Maybe in the Prem. I think it's his 4th goal of the season as well. He's on his hat trick now. Keep him in the game because the way he's looking, he could easily do it, chat. Eze with the brace. Great player. Yeah, I don't know how people don't rate Eze over Lamine Yamal. I just don't get it. How you can watch both and not conclude that Eze's way better just doesn't make sense to me. Eze's a much better player than Lamine Yamal. Look no further than his finishing. If you let him into goal-scoring position, he will make you pay. Yamal almost never does. He doesn't have a finish on him. Yamal's a good distributor. Maybe a better one than Eze. But the most important thing in football, how matches are decided, is by putting the ball in the back of the net. And you can't even compare the two. Eze has a much better finish on him. He's creative. He's quick. He can dribble. He can shoot. Excellent work rate. Defensively, he's going to stick it on you. The guy can do it all. He just needs a manager to believe in him. He needs to be given the opportunity to succeed. Because he has all the physical tools to do so. When he gets on that pitch, when the guy's flowing, he's magic. But don't do this thing like Southgate did in the Euros, where you bring him on the last few minutes, never let the guy get in a rhythm. Keep him on the pitch. A player like that needs touches. He needs to grow into the match. And if you let him do that, he'll do what he's done today and just be absolutely unplayable. He's got a brace, and he's looking likely to finish the hat trick. He's a serious player. Eze and Doku, these are two of the best wingers in the Prem. They have everything. But Eze actually has a better end product than Doku, at least when it comes to shooting. Final pass, you could argue it's close. I think both guys aren't the best passers, but they at least have some creativity. Like, they have the vision to know who needs to get the ball. They just can't always execute. Trossard crosses it in, and it's headed away by the Tottenham defense. But Arsenal's still on the attack here. Marino crosses it into nobody. Ball comes out to Zubamendi, who fires a shot, but it's blocked. And the flag goes up for an Arsenal offsides. Tottenham free kick coming up. But as I was saying, yeah, Doku isn't the best finisher, as they definitely has him there. Neither guy is the best passer. You could definitely find a decent number of wingers who are better distributors than either of them. But these guys, as overall wingers, they're up there. When they're flowing, they're dangerous. With them two running at you, you got to be nervous as a defender. They really know how to make teams pay. I can't bear this beatdown. It's so bad. I know. One-way traffic. Absolutely one-way traffic. Though I rate Eze, I mean, they're making him look like prime Ronaldinho. And that just speaks to how shit Tottenham are. I want to see him score a hat-trick now. The match is over. It's 3-0. Tottenham has no chance. They're not escaping with any points. Arsenal is going to win. So let's just make it interesting. A few more goals maybe. Hat-trick. Just something. They owe us for that first half. Up until the first goal especially. So like the first 35 minutes of this match. I think 36th minute is when Trossard scored the first goal. They were hard to watch. Both sides were hard to watch. So now I feel like they owe us. Let's just see a bunch of goals now. Match is over. Arsenal's winning. Arsenal's winning. Xavi Simons, we're waiting for you to do something. I don't know how I'm going to watch this for another 40 minutes if there's not another goal. I'm telling you, outside of these isolated moments, these guys are just hard to watch. Like, this is not football as I remember it. But Declan Rice lining up to take this free kick. Hand goes up. He's going to try to cross it into the box. Arsenal with their little gimmicky tactic where they all run across at the last minute. No one's trying to see that. Just take the kick. Good cross into the head of Calafiori, who gets a touch to it, but it's out to the wing. Never goes on target. Good idea from Eze. Tries to scoop it into the box, but it's headed away. And now Tottenham on the break. Good dribbling. Does well, Odegaard. Takes maybe 2-3 players on. Wriggles away from them, but eventually his legs are chopped out from under him by Zubamendi. Earns his team a free kick. Arsenal now up to 10 shots. Tottenham have still yet to get their first. Maybe they can do it here. They've got a free kick from what looks like about 40 yards out. I don't know what kind of delivery that was, but Arsenal's able to claim it. Not for long, though. It's back to Tottenham. Just being ricocheted around here. Bentancur tries to beat his man, but gets his pocket picked. Arsenal now on the break, but Saka's double team, so he turns around and passes it back. Oh. Calafiori into Zubamendi. Zubamendi tries to go past two guys. Oh my goodness, what a goal from Richarlison. From an improbable distance. Zubamendi, being silly, tries to take on two players in the midfield. Well within his own half. Gets his pocket picked by Richarlison, who catches Vicario off of his line and chips him from about 40-45 yards away. My gosh. David Raya scrambling back, tries to get a hand up to deflect it over, but just can't. What a goal from Richarlison. Great awareness there, and it's 3-1. Let me update the scoreboard. David Raya was desperately backtracking, trying to get to it. He jumps, but he knew he was in trouble from the moment he started backtracking. Now Arsenal with it at the other end. Tottenham grabs a goal back, something out of nothing. I don't think it's a sign of a comeback. Bit of a fluke there. Zubamendi just playing stupid. He is not good, guys. And I know I'm always the first one to say how good Spanish footballers are, but Zubamendi is not it. He just isn't. There are exceptions to every rule. I don't think Mikel Merino's that bad. So it's not like Arsenal is without a half-decent Spaniard. But Zubamendi is not that guy. What a ridiculous mistake. He should have just gotten rid of it. Richarlison made him pay. Now Arsenal with it. Yo, Zubamendi's trash, guys. Zubamendi's trash. Does anybody rate this guy? I feel like Richarlison hasn't started a North London derby in a while. This might be his first, and was able to grab himself a goal. Speaking of Richarlison, holds off the defender. Tries to play it back. And what's going on here? Jalpolinia had not a crazy challenge on Zubamendi by any means, but he still got in the ref's face trying to avoid picking up a card. And did he get a card is the question. Not sure. Probably doesn't matter too much. Arsenal takes the free kick quickly and are trying to build out of the back. Tottenham looking a little bit better now. That chipped goal from Richarlison breathed a bit of life into them, but haven't created anything threatening since, albeit it's only been a few minutes. They're doing a better job holding possession here. Are Arsenal just trying to protect their lead? Or are Tottenham finally growing into this match? Only time will tell. Pass down the wing doesn't quite come off. Hincapié clears it. Trossard helps it on. Saliba on the half volley gets it out to Trossard. What can he do here? He's blitzing down the left wing, but he's bullied off the ball by Destiny Udogie. Good defending there. Had a bit of a head start as well, but just didn't have the pace to break past his man. And it's a Spurs goal kick. Richarlison's goal was nice, but I don't know if it was the best of the match. I might still say Eze. Showed more skill. Odegaard cross into the box. Diving header away. But Tottenham holds on to it. Trying to pick up their second goal. Xavi Simons finds his way into the box. Good feet. But eventually loses control and it looks like it's out for an Arsenal goal kick. That's the best we've seen from Xavi Simons so far, but it's really not saying much. First time he's really done anything. Came on at the half. We'll see if he can prove to Thomas Frank why he should be in the starting lineup week in, week out. We'll see. Now, my question is, when you see a guy like Xavi Simons come to the Prem and underperform, a guy like Florian Wirtz come to the Prem and underperform, is the Prem fraud checking these players? Is the Prem really just that clear of these other leagues? Or were these guys never that good to begin with and just had fluke seasons that tricked people into thinking they were a lot better than they were? That's my question. I thought about that last watch-along in the context of Florian Wirtz when I was doing a watch-along for that City-Liverpool game. And the conclusion I came to, put out a clip about it as well. Go watch that if you haven't already. YouTube Shorts, TikTok. The conclusion I came to was Florian Wirtz was never that good to begin with. Because when I watch the Prem, I'm never that impressed. And because of that, I'm not comfortable saying, oh yeah, it just clears every other league. I think if it cleared every other league, I would be a lot more impressed by the quality of the football. But I'm not. So I can't say it's all that good. I have to conclude these guys were just never that solid to begin with. Whether that's Wirtz or Simons. "61 minutes down. I'm dying, guys. What's nuts is that there have been 4 goals, and it's still a tough watch. Maybe I'm just ungrateful. David Raya out to Trossard. Good touch from him there. Able to hold off Udogie. He's getting roughed up a bit, and that is a foul. Doesn't go down, but Udogie was grabbing him. No question about that. Arteta screaming for the ref. No need. No need. It was a clear foul. Nobody's arguing. Yeah, I don't get that. The whistle blew and you're up 3-1. Why are your emotions getting the better of you? And just chill out. Just chill out. But Arteta's a passion merchant. A lot of Spaniards are. He's on his Cesar Azpilicueta arc. I said that about Jude Bellingham during the El Clasico watch-along. Rice whips it into the box. Back out to Eze, looking for his hat trick. Saliba settles. Offsides. Tottenham free kick. To be honest, 2015 Arsenal squad dusts current Arsenal squad. Could be the worst Arsenal team I've ever watched. Game's gone. The game is gone. Can't say it's the worst you've ever watched because they might actually win the league at this rate, right? I mean, they definitely will if they keep up their current performance. And the defense is very solid. But yeah, if you go down the team sheet, talent for talent, it's not even close. I feel like with my luck, when I do this, I'm going to miss another goal. So be it. This game is over. Let's look up, when you say 2015, do you mean 2014-15 or 15-16 Arsenal? Let's look up both squads and try to make a combined 11. That Arsenal team, the Arsenal team of years past, versus the current one. I bet you it's going to be all players from 10 years ago. Arsenal squad, starting 11. Xavi Simons plays it out to the wing. Okay. Let's see this. I swear I'm going to do it. Let me see. I want to get both team sheets pulled up. All right, here we go. So I've got, let's see. Did you say anything else? Yeah, 2015 Arsenal. Okay, so this is 2014-15 Arsenal versus 25-26 Arsenal. Let's actually do 15-16, so it's from exactly 10 years ago, because that feels more fun. All right. Goalkeeper for Arsenal 2015-16 was Petr Cech. Definitely take him over David Raya, should go without saying. Fullbacks, they had Hector Bellerin and Nacho Monreal. I would take both guys over Timber and Calafiori. So the combined 11 so far is 100% 15-16 Arsenal. I'm agreeing with you. Oh, we'll just, I don't know if we should include Gabriel because he's not playing today. We'll include Gabriel. Would I take Gabriel or Saliba over Per Mertesacker? I don't know. Because the thing is, the Prem is, I say this so much, but there's really no better way to put it. Like, the Prem oftentimes is like a track meet. So you want big, strong defenders, and especially who have pace, right? Mertesacker is big and strong, but I would say his legs are gone. He never had legs in the first place. Like, I think they're just attached to his body for show. Because of that, I almost want to give a Saliba or a Gabriel the edge, because at least they can keep up with attackers. I'm still going to go Mertesacker, but that one's close. And then the other center back they had was Koscielny, who obviously does have pace and clears both of these frauds. Midfielders. So right now we're still 100% 15-16 Arsenal. Midfielders, they had Francis Coquelin, Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, and Theo Walcott. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Coquelin in defensive midfield. I mean, I'll take anybody over Zubamendi, so that's fine. Santi Cazorla, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I take all these players over the Arsenal lineup. The only comparison left is striker. Olivier Giroud versus Mikel Merino. Again, pretty straightforward. Give me Giroud. Yeah, that's insane. Where did that 15-16 Arsenal team even finish? Was that the Leicester season? Yeah. Oh, Arsenal finished second. Yeah, that's insane. That Arsenal team that finished second with 71 points in 15-16 is better player for player than the current Arsenal team. That's not even close. I literally just did a combined 11. I didn't take any of the current Arsenal players, not one. That just goes to show you game's gone. So all this stuff I say, I know I sound like a broken record because I'm always saying that football was better 10 years ago, right? It was, by a lot, and I just proved it there. This Arsenal team is considered the best defense in Europe. I didn't take one of their defenders in a combined 11 with the Arsenal team 10 years ago. What does that say? Football is cooked. It has fallen off massively. That Arsenal team from 10 years ago would smoke this Arsenal team. Great point, Vic. Yeah, I completely agree. Well done for that. They would smoke them. How often do you make a combined 11 and all of the players are from one team? It just doesn't happen. The difference between football now and football 10 years ago is massive. I don't know if any sport has experienced this big of a fall off this quick. It might be unprecedented in the history of sports. And yet I still watch. But it's torture. I feel like I'm in Guantanamo right now. Xavi Simons into Richarlison. Out on the wing. Cross comes in over everybody's head and it's out for a goal kick. See, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Simple techniques even the so-called top players can't do. Simple techniques. I'll never forget during the 2022 World Cup. This is before Ronaldo exposed himself as a Republican. I'm watching Portugal, desperately wanting them to win every match. Wanting to see my GOAT lift the World Cup before Messi. That was a big deal. And cement his status as the GOAT of the sport. That's what I wanted. So I was cheering for Portugal so hard every single match. And I remember wanting to damn near blow my brains out because Bruno Fernandes, who was their corner kick taker, couldn't get the ball into the box without it bouncing first. If a 10-year-old was doing stuff like that, you'd be like, yeah, he's cooked. Like he has no future in the sport. And the captain of Manchester United was the one doing that. Wow. I don't even know if he was captain at the time, but he later became it, right? Insane. And this was 2022. So that was considered like prime Bruno Fernandes. People were saying he's one of the best central midfielders in the world. No one's really saying that anymore. Or maybe they are, I don't know. But he was certainly rated more highly back then. And he couldn't even get corners into the box without them bouncing first. That's the level football is at in the 2020s. Game is gone. Game's gone. But the problem is, with the exception of boxing, which because I love it is always good, and the UFC, which is just hot right now, no other sport comes close. And I have appreciation for most sports, genuinely. There are only a handful that I just hate on because I think they're trash. Baseball is an example of one I hate on. Golf, if you even want to consider that a sport, like it's really just leisure. Other sports, hockey, I think is wonderful. Even American football. But do any of these come close to the real football? Obviously not. So I'm going to continue to watch. Because even with how far the level has fallen, it's still one of, if not the greatest show on earth. But it's not what it used to be. Bruno Fernandes is, in my opinion, at his peak, is worse than Shaqiri. Peak Bruno worse than Shaqiri? Yeah. Yeah. He's not the athlete Xherdan Shaqiri is. He's not the finisher Shaqiri is. He's not the dribbler Shaqiri is. You always do these things where you want to compare players in different positions, which can be tough at times. But when it's obvious enough, I'll allow it, and this is one of those times. Different positions, Shaqiri and Fernandes. Shaqiri on the wing, Bruno obviously in the middle of the park. But if I'm comparing them as players, yeah, I take Shaqiri every day of the week. Fernandes has a good work rate. He might have Shaqiri beat there, but what am I really saying about him? I'm saying he's a runner. I'm trying to sign a footballer. Give me Shaqiri. As a volley from outside the box, just skies it. There's nothing he could really do with that. The defender was breathing down his neck anyway. No one was expecting him to do much better. Still man of the match, but has been quiet for the last few minutes. I'm not kidding. Mohamed El Neni is better than Penandes. You pull the most random players. I barely even remember that guy's game. So I'll plead the fifth on that one, but you're probably right. You're probably right. I've said it on stream before, but I'll reiterate. I do feel like there's a bit of an agenda behind overhyping a lot of these Portuguese players. Whether it's Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, even Nuno Mendes. I think the goal is to make it look like there's more talent around Ronaldo than there really is. So it looks worse when he's not winning trophies, as a way to discredit him and promote Messi. That's my theory. Maybe it's a bit too conspiratorial. There might not be that sort of ulterior motive behind it, but it has that effect just the same. If you act like he has way more talent around him than he actually does, it does look worse when he loses. But the fact is these Portuguese players just aren't that good. Corner comes in from Declan Rice, should have been a goal, bit of a scramble in the box. Vicario is able to pick it up, tries to go on the break, and throws it right back to Arsenal. It's into David Raya, and they're going to try to build out of the back here. I cannot wait for this match to be over. Seriously. I cannot wait for the match to end. 4 goals and I'm still not satisfied. That's how low the level is. The standard of football has fallen massively. What's craziest is this is supposed to be the best league in the world. Cross comes in and it's right to the goalkeeper. My goodness, they can't pick out a pass, these guys. The technical level is non-existent. Not even David Raya himself can. He almost got beat off of his line again. He was lucky there. Threw it right back to Spurs. Good touch. Turned around and decided to settle it. He should have just shot. David Raya was outside of his goal. He could have picked up a second for Tottenham there. Wasted chance. David Raya is a shambles. My takes this match have aged so well. I told you guys David Raya is not good. He gets chipped off of his line from 45 yards out by Richarlison. And a similar thing almost happened to him again. I said Eze's quality, bagged himself a brace. Maybe, just maybe, I know ball. And I get so much crap in the comments, people saying the opposite. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, yada yada. How come most everything I say comes true? The one area where I falter is scoreline predictions for games. But when it comes to profiling players, telling you who's good and who's just a pretender, find me one football influencer who does it better. Find me one football influencer whose takes are proven more accurate week in, week out. I am nailing this. Trossard into Eze. There's his hat trick. What did I say? There's his hat trick. Arsenal on the counterattack. Trossard was dribbling down that left wing. Picks out Eze at the top of the box. One touch, finish into the right corner. Vicario was beaten. Hopeless. Nothing he could do. Eze bags his hat trick. I told you he's the best player on the pitch. And it's not even close. You're looking at a great attacker. This guy is 5 times the player Lamine Yamal is. 0 career hat tricks for Yamal. You guys want to all big him up, give him the Ballon d'Or and stuff. Where's Eze? Not even getting shortlisted. The guy has quality. Incredible performance by him today. I would say he deserves man of the match, but I don't even need to. It's obvious. Hat trick for Eze. Well done. Well done. Edge of the penalty area. One touch to get it at his feet. Defender sliding past him helplessly. Patient. Takes his time. One touch finish. Perfect. Unsavable. Unsavable. And Arteta losing his mind on the sideline. Never in doubt. I knew he'd scored before he shot it. Eze is not, that's the thing. Eze is actually not a TikTok baller. Like, the streets love him. You'll have no problem finding edits of him. Especially when him and Elise were on the same team. They were seen as, like, a dynamic duo. The young kids love them. And usually that's a sign the guy isn't actually good. He's an exception to the rule. He's an exception. Trossard comes off and Madueke's on. Eze hat trick. Oh, I forgot to update the score. Trossard with the assist. Eze a hat trick. And Trossard got a goal himself. What a performance. This game is fully and truly finished now. Charlie Masanda is not better. Oh my God, he's going to get a fourth. Oh, Eze almost got a fourth. Van de Ven got his pocket picked. Saka with it. Very similar play, but from the other side. Top of the box to Eze. Good save by Vicario. He almost got a fourth goal. I was on his left foot, to be fair. Is Eze left-footed? Eze dominant foot. Right foot, yeah, that's what I thought. Eze's right-footed. That was on his weak foot. Almost got a fourth. My goodness, this guy's good. I mean, they're keeping him on the pitch. He's having an all-time performance. Almost got a fourth goal there. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. I knew Eze was good, but I wasn't expecting this. Tottenham are actually that bad as well. Game over, boys. Eze's right-footed. Yeah, thank you, Steph. I had to run a quick Google search. That's what I thought. His third goal was on the right. The finish was so good, I assumed he must have been, but I wanted to be sure. Didn't want to speak out of turn. I know from working with him with Crystal Palace on FIFA, yeah. Eze is serious. Eze is serious. That's the thing. He fits the profile of a TikTok baller. Like, I understand why Vic is saying that, but it's actually not true. The guy can actually play. Arsenal with like 60% possession. I mean, this game, it has not been terribly competitive. Arsenal with 17 shots, Tottenham with 3. Ooh. Yeah, Tottenham in the mud, boys. Eze is flying high. Eze is peak. I've been saying, yeah, you were proven right today. Got a dip to watch the lines, but appreciate the content. Sorry I couldn't stay for the whole stream. Don't apologize at all. Thank you for joining. Enjoy the Lions. Hopefully they can get that dub. Follow in Arsenal's footsteps. You know what I mean? Enjoy that, Steph. Thanks for tuning in. Good defending by Saliba. Corner coming up for Tottenham. Corner coming up. 4-1 Arsenal. Hat trick from Eze. 1 goal from Trossard. And then on the Tottenham side, Richarlison. Pretty crazy chip over David Raya from near half field. Insane scenes. 5 goals this game. Corner comes in. And it's headed away, but Tottenham retains possession. Let's see what they can do here. Pedro Porro blitzing down the right wing. Trying to find a cross. It's picked off by Eze of all people. Incredible performance he's having. Sees Vicario off of his line. Tries to score from inside his own penalty area. Doesn't quite come off, but we applaud the effort. Imagine what a way that would have been to get his fourth. Saka through the middle of the field. Tottenham vulnerable. Arsenal finds its way into the box. Cross comes in, but it's blocked and out for a corner. First action from vTiYQlKuMXb. Looking lively already. But he's no Eze. Eze's the real deal. He's the best player on this Arsenal team. I don't want to hear about anybody else. Yes, sir. Keep it up. Thank you, Steph. Thank you. I assume you're gone by now. Fourth corner coming up for Arsenal. Can they grab a fifth here? Game's already over, but Arsenal are not letting up. They want more. They want more. Man, I wish Eze would have gotten that fourth one. Would have been a historic performance with that. Declan Rice. Hand goes up. Takes the corner. Comes in. It's headed away by the first man. That was poor from him. But is able to volley it back into the box. It's getting pinged about. Tottenham struggling to clear their lines, but eventually they do. Tottenham throw-in. Saliba heads it out of bounds. Thomas Frank looking pensive, arms folded on the sidelines. Tottenham, here we go. Can they make something happen? No, they can't. Dispossessed. Arsenal is decent defensively, I have to say. But I want to see them do it against a team who can actually attack. Like, it's easy to not concede more than a goal against this Tottenham side. They have no attacking quality. They have no quality, period. I'm surprised they're in 8th. If this league was as good as everyone says it is, they wouldn't be. Dispossessed. Arsenal on the attack. What the heck was that? vTiYQlKuMXb tries to touch it around his defender. Gets it all wrong. It's off his toe and out for a throw-in. Match is almost over. Could end like this 4-1. But we're rooting for another Eze goal. He's got a hat trick so far. Make my take age well. Eze is a baller. Time is it? Oh, 1:15. Okay. Max Dowman's got the ultimate TikTok haircut. The new generation is tapped, boys. These are the people who are going to inherit the world. We are finished. Humanity is finished as a species. It's so over for us. Who's it more over for? This Tottenham side or humanity as a whole? It's a tough question. Overplays the pass to Declan Rice. Goes out for a throw-in. Tottenham. Good feet, but he's dispossessed. Arsenal with it. Timber driving forward. The first defender who steps to him wins the ball. Typical. Xavi Simons. Oh, good dribbling. Takes it quite easily around Declan Rice, who has some words for him. And it's kicking off now. Getting physical. I don't know what Declan Rice is so upset about. He clearly fouled him and started talking to him for no reason. Like, you're up 4-1. Just be happy. You guys are headed for another 3 points. And these 3 points are going to feel really good after City just lost. And they're putting themselves further and further ahead of the pack. And he's flipping out like this. He's about to pick up a yellow. As he should. As he should. I was saying earlier that I always thought Declan Rice was kind of unproblematic. Like a nice guy, but he's showing his attitude here. And he's still going. This is why referees need to have a backbone. I'm not trying to see stuff like that. It was a horrible challenge. And smacked his head while he was on the ground. Xavi Simons had every right to be upset. And then Richarlison stepped to him and it really started kicking off. A bit of pushing. Didn't blow up into an outright fight. But still, we hate to see that. And Declan Rice picks up a yellow. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. As does Pedro Porro, who was the first to step to him even before Richarlison did. Sticking up for their teammate. I mean, there's no excuse for what Rice did. Mikel Merino off and Nwaneri's coming on. And Mosquera coming on for Hincapié. Just getting some fresh legs. giving guys some minutes who in a closer match might have otherwise not gotten them. Makes sense. But this game is over. 4-1 with just a few minutes left. Obviously, there's no way Tottenham comes back. There's no way. Feel free to click off the stream now if you're still here. Because this match is done. And I've said everything that needs to be said. Yeah, the stands have already emptied out. So if you're still in the stream, thank you very much. You're a warrior, and we appreciate you greatly. Yeah, fans filing out. Not a great look. It's 4-1, though. It's 4-1 in the 89th minute. I mean, the match is over. Tottenham don't look like scoring. They've only had 4 touches in Arsenal's box the entire game. The entire game. Now, what does that say? They've been abysmal and just not an attacking threat. And what can you say about the defending? They've conceded 4 times, including 3 from my GOAT, Eberici Eze. I told you guys he was some player. And I didn't just jump on the bandwagon. I was saying all this before he even scored his first. Right? It's just that my take aged well. Maybe, just maybe, I'm good at profiling players. Eze's a great player. He's a great player out of both positions. Today he's more in the attacking midfield, but when you throw him on the wing, he's excellent too. A dual threat, he can do both at a very high level. You could argue he's one of the best at the world in both positions. The guy's just a pure footballer. The attacking quality on him is undeniable. I don't know how more people don't rate him. I don't know how he's not rated higher. You got to watch him. If you appreciate the real intricacies of football, you like Eze. If you appreciate the real intricacies of football, you like Eze. You enjoy watching him. You see the brilliance. You see the genius to his game. He's Arsenal's best player. I don't want to hear about David Raya. Saliba's overrated. Gabriel, give me a break. Eze, he's that guy. Arsenal retained possession here. Speaking of the devil, as a good link up with Declan Rice. Just keeping possession right now. Nothing too serious. No need to go on the attack. You're up 4-1. We got 4 minutes of stoppage time. This game should be over any minute now. And as a clear man of the match. Hat trick hero. Few minutes left. Can he grab a fourth? I'd like to see it, chat. Ball out to vTiYQlKuMXb on the right wing. Cuts in. But he's doubled. Forced to turn around and pass it, but he's taking down. Good sportsmanship there. Tottenham helps him back up. Free kick on the way for Arsenal. We're now into the 92nd minute. Just 2 or 3 minutes left in this match. Dominant win from Arsenal. And Skelly's going to be coming on for the final few minutes. Taking off Calafiori, who put in a shift. I don't know if he played well. I'm definitely not as high on him as the commentary team is. Didn't do anything like horrible either. Just kind of a neutral performance from him. The subs are coming on. Just wasting a bit of time. Still waiting for Arsenal to take this. vTiYQlKuMXb and Saka standing over the ball. I wonder which one of them is actually going to put their foot through it. Skelly on for Calafiori. Plays it quick. Crosses it into the box, but Tottenham gets it away. Xavi Simons trying to dribble in his own half, but he's dispossessed. And the ball goes all the way back to David Raya, who plays it forward. Big, it's headed on. vTiYQlKuMXb takes it down in the middle of the park, but he's dispossessed. Still, Spurs can't hold on to it. Arsenal have possession. Timber maneuvering just outside the box. It's poked away, but Arsenal retains possession. Throw in for them. Saka throws it in. Arsenal just possessing. We're into the 94th minute. So any second now, the ref should blow this final whistle. Eze plays it back to Saliba. Just pinging it around the back. No sense of urgency. They're up 4-1, and this match is going to be over any second now. Expect the final whistle soon. Xavi Simons pressures, but he's not able to get it. Arsenal retains possession. Just toying with Tottenham at the moment, but they lose it. They can't play possession-based football. That's not their game. And the second they tried to, they got exposed immediately by a clueless Tottenham team. This is what I mean when I say the quality of the football is not that high. But it's all right. We're almost out of our misery. The game's nearly over. A bit of a mess in Arsenal's half. Tottenham comes away with it. Final whistle blows. Arsenal 4, Tottenham 1. Complete domination. Hat-trick hero Eze. Man of the match easily. Got his 3 goals. Trossard with another one. And for Tottenham, Richarlison managed to chip David Raya from a long way out. Other than that, Tottenham were quiet offensively. Didn't create anything of note. The Richarlison goal was off a dumb giveaway from Zubamendi. Richarlison got his head up, saw David Raya off his line, and chipped him. It was a beautiful finish, but he and Tottenham were very quiet outside of that. Arsenal domination. I didn't think either side looked great, but Arsenal were clearly the better. And it showed from the scoreline. 4-1, Arsenal picks up the 3 points. Tottenham falls further down the table. Are Arsenal running away with this lead? 6 points up over Chelsea in second place. This could be the year, but we're only 12 matches in. Still got a long way to go until this season is done. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not the best match today, but we got the watch along in the books, and I appreciate you guys joining me. You always make the watching experience that much better. Stay tuned for loads more great content from